Good morning. It's what 5:24 a.m. here in northern Wisconsin. Hope everyone is starting off their. Hang on, I have to check the calendar. Sunday. Sorry. Hope everyone is starting off their Sunday well, or you are well into your Sunday, depending on where you live. And it's been a great day for you. Here watching 960, 1093 again today. Looks like yesterday 960 managed to push 2605 out of this corner where 2605 was pushing last night. 93 did capture the pass down here though, away from 1960. Currently though, the action is going on up top here where it looks like 1960 got this pass from 1093. So we have balls clashing up here. I know that sounds perverted, but murder balls. Good to see you, Lucas. Good to see you, Jay. So far, 960 has pushed in a couple of times that I've been watching. Scroll out, see if we can get a indication of who's got more troops where. Looks about even to me. Keep our eyes down here on 960 so we can watch them push in though. Oh my. Still waking up here. I'm still on my first cup of coffee, so forgive me if I'm yawning. Got my Coke Zero, got my coffee, got my water bottle, got my vapes. I'm good to go for an hour or two. Maybe more. We'll see. But I think 960 really needs to. I mean, the big fight's going to be in Kingsland. Here's the issue with that, though, right? 93 has 1, 2, 3, 4 passes into Kingsland. 1960 has 2. There's a significant number of rivers in this Kingsland, which makes it incredibly hard to gain a lot of territory, especially if you're having to cross a river and there's a choke point there, right? So Kingsland is going to be where the big fight is, but 960 can just get one more of these level 8 passes somewhere, even those numbers up, it will help them tremendously. What's up, Fabio? Thank you, sir. Okay, looks like they're coming. And 960 does need less space, but in the same respect, 4 passes to 2 passes, that could be problematic in Kingsland. Morning, Zalor. Body, good to see you also. Yeah, I mean, I think we can all agree, right? 1093 has the numbers. 960 has the quality. And I'm not saying that to say that 1093 does not have quality players in their kingdom. Please don't take my words the wrong way. That Kingsland will be the ultimate test of quality versus quantity. I know we've got fans of 1093 watching. We've got fans of 1960 watching. We've got probably haters of 1960 watching, you know, but and everyone is entitled to their opinion. I just ask that we keep it civil in chat. No personal attacks. Feel free to state your opinion as to why one would be advantageous over the other. But let's do so on a professional level. It's too damn early in the morning for me to be banning people in chat today. Okay, I'm just throwing that out there right now. 2605 will be the X factor, right? Once Kingsland hits, how hard do they push on 960's backside? And how much then does 960 have to go and pay attention to what 2605 is doing, pulling fighters away from the potential main fights in Kingsland? So that, I would agree with that is definitely the X factor here. I think at this point in time, 2605 it just wants to be the spoiler. Much like that last free-for-all KvK with 1365 and 556 and 1254, where the only thing 556 cared about was making sure 1254 did not get the star at the end. You know, and 1365, understandably so, took 100% advantage of that situation, and they also pressured 1254 and ultimately led them to victory. Free-for-all is never a free-for-all. And yeah, I mean, it's not to say that these sides have collaborated with each other. I mean, clearly there was some the enemy of my enemy is my friend type action going on earlier in the KvK when the G4 kingdoms did not attack 960, who came to help them with 1093. I mean, clearly there was some dialogue there between kingdoms, but the G4 kingdoms were doing what they had to do to try and get their biggest threat at that time, which was 1093, out of that zone. So who knows? Who knows? And it looks like the fight will be taking place almost there, just a little further, says one of the players. Love it. What's up, Sorrentino? Good to see ya. Here we go. Fight! Couldn't agree more, Fabian. It's playing for your own advantage if the situation presents itself. 100%. Let's see what happens if we turn off Simplify Graphics. What's up, Mini Project? Shocky, good to see you guys. Captain. Can I get a map update? The level 7 pass on the bottom is now in 1093 hands. The level 7 pass at the top is now in 1960 hands. 2605 got pushed out where they were pushing last night. Other than that, the map hasn't changed much. My Kingsland yesterday, we had 0 fighting in it as well. We blocked off our enemies in the Earth camp from even getting to Kingsland. Our allies in the Water camp blocked off the Wind camp from getting to Kingsland. And we free built into Kingsland with absolutely no fights. We have now come to an agreement. It happened actually yesterday on my live stream. Come to an agreement with the Earth camp where all fighting has stopped. We are allowing them to free farm, and I know it's not conventional, right? In many KvKs, the winning side says, no, you don't get shit. But we're allowing them to free farm and do barbarians and that type of thing, and they're deleting flags so that we can get to our objectives like the circles or the sanctuaries and things like that. So it's kind of we don't want to just curb stomp them into the ground and cripple them for the next 10 KvKs that they have, right? These could be allies in the future. And, I'm one who is of the opinion, do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And, we have had kingdoms in the past in a losing KvK that say, no, you get nothing. Sure, you fought hard. Sure, you fought valiantly. You were tough to fight. Non-toxic in Lost Kingdom chat, but we're going to be dicks. We're not going to give you anything. That's not me. That's not how 1029 operates. If you show us respect and there is no toxicity in Lost Kingdom chat and people are fighting hard, if you want a truce at the end of KvK, we're going to help you with that. I understand it's a war game, but in the same respect, I'd rather make friends than lifelong enemies. I absolutely did reach 30 million kills. I think final numbers, something like 880 million kill points, 5.4 million deads. And that's pretty much in 3 full days of fighting total. It has yet to be determined if us or water will take the zig at the end. Obviously, we both want it. But those conversations are still taking place. The captain sacrificed a lot as well, going from 90 million down to 75 million. Having only one full T5 march to field. I mean, hell, you guys know I consider myself an archer player. I generally run 3 archer marches on the open field. I can only field 1 at this time. I dropped 50 million power this KvK. New Xena skin, I'm told, it has not been confirmed. I am told it is a 12% attack skin. With what is it? Negative 10% infantry, I think. What's up, Magnum Don? Yep, I saw the video about new armaments. I mean, this update that's coming, the best thing about it is being able to start your transmutations over. I have multiple armaments where I have already transmuted it 10 times. So if I can reset this somehow and start transmuting this again, fantastic. I think that's the best part of this update. New formations, I'm not too keen on. It just means more bundles. Making those formations, at least one set of armaments for each of those formations in case they're needed down the road. Yeah, 12% attack, negative 10% archer defense, not a skin I would be using. "12-inch put a video online with all in a Lilith." I'm not understanding. So he put a video of beta tests in a Lilith server. I don't know that would be good for his streamer status there. But hey, it's on him. New formation is puke. One of them's a barbarian formation. I really haven't studied it. I mean, no matter what I say, no matter what I do, Lilith is going to do what they want anyway, right? So, AP recovery, oh boy. I already have AP recovery, and I think it's what, Tapaki Palace? I think GT's maybe just kind of testing the waters, see how far they can get. I really haven't seen them rally a flag yet. Yeah, it's quite possible, Sparkle, that the rare inscriptions are just a little bit better than the regular inscriptions, and that makes sense, right? You don't want to make them legendary status because you already got legendary inscriptions in the game, but and if I get several legendaries or several rare inscriptions for all the armaments chests that I've opened or recycled, hey, I'm okay with that if I get some free stuff in there. What happened? 93 pushed 960 back to the pass. So now's a good chance to look at the map. Right, this is where the fighting is taking place currently, is up at this level 7 pass. This level 7 pass down here, 93 has now taken. GT held it yesterday. There's not a lot going on down here. And then in this upper right-hand corner over here, where 2605 pushed out yesterday and had some territory established, they have been pushed back through the pass in the overnight hours. So we're going to focus up here where the fighting is taking place. If you guys see fighting breaking out elsewhere, see a city rally, an imprisonment, be sure and let me know. We can go check it out. Not a problem. Honestly, I have been focused on our KvK. It has been very hard to watch other videos. Oh, they did burn a flag. Very nice. Here's a delayed reaction to that burned flag. Plug your ears. You know, it's been very hard to watch other videos when we've had past 7 fights for a day and a half, 2 days. When we've been trying to burn our enemy out of Zone 6 so that we could get both passes to Kingsland, or all 4 passes to Kingsland. In the extra time that I have had when I have not been doing fighting or been doing diplomacy, honestly, I've been frickin' sleeping, man. What's up, Mr. Smoke Turkey? I think last night was the first night I got a solid 6 hours of sleep in probably 2 weeks. Yeah, it is 5:42 a.m. here. I'm located in the central U.S. time zone, about halfway in between Chicago and, halfway in between Milwaukee and Green Bay. If you know where Green Bay is, it's up by the little. If you look at a map of the United States, look at Wisconsin, which is in the northern part above Chicago. Green Bay is right where the little thumb of the glove is. I slept 9 hours. I'm jealous. Between it's rough, right? The Rise of Kingdoms, when you're in R5, even when you're in R4, is sometimes a full-time job as well that you don't get paid for. You know, the diplomacy that you have to do with other camps within your own camp, the recruiting that's going on. The stream looks fine to me, Minnie. Are you having issues? If so, maybe refresh. OBS is not indicating any issues. I'm watching it live as well so that I can read the chat. Thank you for the subscription, by the way, monsters. While y'all are here, don't forget to press that like button. If you're not subscribed, that would help me as well. We're slowly working our way to that number 3,000. When we hit 3,000 subs, Electro King himself, the Rise of Kingdoms graphics god, will be giving away a free profile picture to somebody. So once we hit 3,000, be sure and join us for that 3,000 subscriber stream. Stream crashed again. It has not crashed on my end. Thank you, Jeff, for confirming. Appreciate that. Well, there's one flag burning. Where's GT push next? Over here? Maybe up here? I don't think they can't hit that fort because it's covered by flags, right? Oh, coffee is good. What kind of coffee does everyone drink? I just like my regular Folgers, black, no cream, no sugar. I know some people get fancy with their coffee. Not me. A simple man. Steak and baked potato, black coffee, double black, nice, extra caffeine. Thank you, Last Turtle. Got a new poll up there. Who wins this KvK? 1960, 1093, 2605, or the G4 camps? Voting is hot and heavy in that one. Everybody's got an opinion there, right? In our KvK, 5.4 million deads. No, I don't count the 100,000 T1s, right? I gotta train a few more T1s for Arco Osiris, but yeah.
Fight!
Yep, and that's 5.4 million deads without any fighting in Kingsland, right? Roughly 850 billion kill points. So last KvK had 2 billion kill points. KvK before 2 billion kill points. We did break the 15 billion kill point mark. G4's at heart. But hey, half of those troops come back. I did stop training as well once I knew Zenith was coming. The rumor was that it was going to be a 15% Archer Health skin. So I've been skipping any bastions for training. I've been not training in gold head events. I've got a couple 50,000 expansions running right now. As far as the next MGE goes, we got the new commander Lapu Lapu, I think is his name. But and I would give first place to anyone in 1029 that wants to expertise him right away, but nobody expressed the desire to expertise him right away. So it was decided to treat this MG like a cavalry MG. So anyone still working on cavalry in 1029 is going to get top spots, and then people who just want to unlock Lapu Lapu will get spots below the top 5, top 8. 12% attack is great. It sure is if you're not an archer player. You know, negative 10% archer defense. That's not something I would be willing to fight on the field with. You know, I'd much rather use the 5% skill damage, Twilight Falls, or the Archer Attack skin, or Tapaki Palace, the 10% Archer Defense skin. You know, if I'm out there fighting on the field. Yep, that's what the rumor is. Next Zenith is 12% troop attack. You know, generally, if I'm running 5 marches, it's 2 archer, 2 cavalry, 1 infantry. If I'm running 6 marches, we go 3 archer, 2 cavalry, 1 infantry. It's not till we get to 7 marches where I have where the number of other troops I have on the field outnumbers the number of archers I have on the field. Well, except for this KvK, because I can only field 1 archer march at the present time. I still like Twilight Falls myself for the open field. You know, that 5% skill damage is really hard to beat. What is going on? Why is it saying I'm dropping frames now? I would wait to invest in cavalry unless you're investing in Nevsky and Joan, which Nevsky Joan, if you're just running 1 cavalry march, I think that's the best march you can field. My opinion, of course. Get opinions from other people and make a decision based on multiple opinions. If you don't already have HQ done, I would wait until the next cavalry commanders come out, just to see if they're any better. My 2 cents anyway. Probably the way they're pumping commanders out, we'll probably have 3 MGEs with Lapu Lapu, and then another MGE after that, and then they'll drop the cavalry commanders after that. So it's, what, 8 weeks? Probably 8 weeks until cavalry commanders come out, and that gives you time to save goldies. You know, and maybe at that time, you know, we got KvK coming up. That's another 12 gold heads. So, you know, maybe at that time you'll be able to do HQ and one of the new commanders. Again, that's just my opinion, right? You know, every opinion. I say this all the time. Opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. So, you know, talk with other people. Ask other people. It depends greatly also on your gear, your city skins, your armaments, and how you're set up. There's a 7K event too with gold heads. So there's an opportunity between now and the next cab commanders coming out to gain a massive amount of goldies. If you have enough right now to invest in HQ, he is not a bad investment. But if it's all in on HQ and you're going to miss the next set of cavalry commanders, you may want to think about waiting. Especially if you're not in KvK at the present time. Hey, Luda. Uh, 960 is super strong. So is 1093. Quality versus quantity. We're seeing how it plays out here in this KvK. What has happened since the pass is open? So there were 2 level 7 passes. 1093 initially got this pass on the top side. 960 now has it. That's where the fighting is currently taking place. 960 got the pass on the bottom side. 1093 now has it. There is very little, if any, fighting going on down here. Just some farm killing, it looks like, by 1093. Shortly after those level 7 passes opened, 2605 came in through this level 4 pass and established some territory over in this area. So yesterday 960 was fighting 2605 over here, and they've pushed them back through that pass now. And they were fighting 1093 down here. 960 was not able to burn anything down here that I am aware of. And today the focus has shifted to this northern level 7 pass, where the Titans are clashing, and one flag is on fire. That was a quick down and dirty. I believe these level 7 passes opened a bit over 24 hours ago, or a bit under 24 hours ago, 22 hours ago, something like that. 15 or 16 UTC yesterday. XY in the support formation. That's a new one. Lots and lots of cavalry. Lots and lots of cavalry. The thing I am most excited about with this new update is the ability to transmute items more after you've already tried it 10 times. I'm sure there will be some financial cost involved with that, but I've got several double inscription armaments that I have transmuted 10 times already. For example, this one here, remaining 0 out of 10. So the ability to reset that and do this another 10 times, invaluable. Which other commander? Yeah, I mean, this one I could do a couple more times yet, but this one 10 times. So we've got some upgrades that we can do once they release that, right? What's up, Fish? Absolutely enjoying the show. Good to see you, my friend. Hopefully you guys are having fun. Sorry, it never fails. As soon as I start streaming, my Diplo chat for my KvK starts going absolutely fucking nuts. So forgive me for pausing every now and again to go and read and respond to those chats. Every KvK, we say, oh, yeah, we're not doing Diplo next KvK. But every time the next KvK comes, we forget how much time it takes to do that Diplo, and for whatever reason, I guess we just absolutely hate not having control. I don't know. Next KvK though, man, I don't want to do Diplo. I just want to fight. I just want to stream. I just want to have fun. So if this goes like the last fight did, right? Archer towers are now up. Fairly shortly here, the King's skill will be dropped, and we will see the fight. We will see the balls bang together once again. Yeah. I mean, the Diplo in this KvK, it was nothing crazy. It wasn't like our last KvK where it was a freaking nightmare. Last KvK, Diplo was easier with the enemy camps than it was within our own camp. There have been much worse Diplos, absolutely. It's just, it's hard to do Diplo within the camp with the other camps on the map. And it all hits you at once too, right? It's all in 3 or 4 days at the beginning, and then 3 or 4 days at the end. Plus I'm trying to talk to. We've got 15 people lined up to migrate to the kingdom after KvK ends. I've got another 3 interviews on Monday, 3 more interviews on Thursday. It's just never ending. It's a full-time job. King skill every 5 minutes. Costs 500 gems every time you use it. We can kind of see over here at Gorgo. Does that mean the flag's getting hit? I can't tell. Is there a rally on it? Let's see. I don't think they would rally a flag that's still on fire. More than likely, they have a timer on the flag. I know we mark every time we burn a flag, we put a timer on it so we know when it can be repaired. As a king, I feel your pain. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I am hopeful that the R4 group, and we have great leaders in this kingdom, don't get me wrong. I have not had to, other than provide 2 cents, in my opinion, here and there, I have not had to do anything with map planning. You know. I mean, Captain and Hubs are absolutely fantastic. As is our entire R4 team. You know, but that Diplo is draining. Trying to be a nice guy to everybody and not you know, I think if diplomacy took place on voice, it would be a much different story, because when I type something to someone, I'll read it 2 or 3 times before I hit that send button. Oftentimes, my mouth works faster than my brain, and things come out of my mouth that sometimes I don't think about. They don't need rallies, insta-swarm. Yep, swarm everything. Pew pew ta. Oh no, here we go with the pew pew again. So true story. In our KvK, you can do the Alliance Archer Towers, right, which take out cities within that radius. We built an Archer Tower through Pass 7, and every time an arrow would fire at a city, somebody on voice chat would be going pew 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 pew. This happened for like 10-15 minutes straight. And I kind of lost it. I'm like, enough. You're giving me a fucking headache. Stop with the pew pew. So now everyone wants an emoji in YouTube for pew pew. But, I mean, yeah, as I was saying, you know, if not for the great leadership we have here, I would never have survived KvK, you know. All of our R4s, and we rotate R4s, we rotate R5 during KvK to make sure somebody is always online. They've done an absolutely fantastic job. Sunny DC says, I really thought tonight, well, maybe it's downtime for them. Maybe they're sleeping in shifts, and some of their players are offline sleeping. God only knows. I mean, generally in KvK, if I take my 7 marches, 50% expansion with full tech against 15 marches without expansion or with 25% expansion that don't have full tech, I can do quite well. Yeah, no, I've got the pew pew emoji on the list of emojis for Electro King to make, and there's that flag repairing. See, that's why I didn't understand why it was why they were moving in before it actually repaired. The thing is, right? I order emojis from Electro King 5 at a time. So I mean, I guess I need some other ideas for emojis here then. 4 more ideas for emojis, and we can get her done. We can look really quickly at the emojis that we currently have available. You know, we've got the Zero Yaffy, we've got 1093 Fanboy, we've got a bunny, Archer Gang, Bears Still Suck, Burn MFer, Cavs Rule, we've got the Cheesehead, the Cheeseburger, the Cheese Goal, Dead Weight, Dumbass, Electro King, Free to Play, Farmer, Feet Picks, Gumbo, got Osiris Skins, Run Forest Run. We've got Packers emoji, Pay to Win, Nuke, 1029, Swarmall, Noob, Mimi, MF, Mad Mania in the Dungeon, 2 of those. Let's Go, Cheese Lame, Kiss My Ass, Justin, Juicy, Infantry Simp, Hype, Goat, Go Pack Go, Noob, Smartass, STFU, Swarm, Troll, You Suck Hard, and Zero Bloody Madness. So, if there are any emojis you guys can think of, hey, besides Pew Pew, I've already got that on my list. We'll get her done. I do not know Terrorist. Every now and then OBS is indicating that there's some dropped frames, but it's nothing absolutely crazy. I'm watching the stream myself. I'm not seeing any issues on my side. So, I mean, I do certainly apologize, but it does not appear to be anything on my end. I think it would more than likely be something on the YouTube side. I can shut down my VPN and see if it reconnects to the stream. My fear there is if I shut down the VPN that things are gonna stop. So, and when I say stop entirely. I've not had an issue before streaming using the VPN, so I'm thinking it's on the YouTube side. My kids are still in bed. My one daughter's at work. My son is in bed. He should be getting up soon to take a shower and head to work himself. So it's not like I have a son, a daughter, and a wife who are all streaming Netflix at the same time. Feel like 960 can still win this game. I mean, it's anyone's game, you know, really. Unless one of these kingdoms can get through this pass and do something crazy, or the bottom pass and do something crazy, everyone's going to get into Kingsland. Well, when I say everyone, 1093 and 1960, right? I think the X factor is going to be what 2605 does. You know, is 2605 going to sit back and let 1093 and 960 just duke it out in Kingsland? And give us all what we want to see, 1960 versus 1093 for the zig at the end? Or is 2605 going to continue to pester 1960 and maybe build through this pass? They can build through this pass up here and try and hammer them on the backside. You know, I think that is the X factor. FC, oh yeah, I'm 53 years old. My youngest kid is 20. So my middle child, my daughter, is 24. She still lives at home. She'll be graduating college in the spring with a master's in with a degree in geology and with a minor in Spanish. You know, the fact that she's lived at home the entire time that she's going to college just means that her college tuition is all paid for. She did not have to take out any student loans whatsoever to pay for her college. You know, and that will help her get off on the right foot when she finds a job in her field, you know, debt free. My oldest son has already moved out of the house. He's got a good job with Wisconsin Public Radio, a state job, you know, so something that he will get state pension for when he retires. My youngest son, he's kind of a gamer like me. He's got a bunch of money saved up in the bank, just waiting for that inspiration to go back to school. And if he doesn't, that's fine too. You know, you can make a good living at many trade jobs out there also. Murder ball emoji, big money. Swarm, we got a swarm emoji. Balls clashing. Several good ideas there. I really like the murder ball. But yeah, I think it's 960 or 1093. I think it's anyone's game here in Kingsland. I think 93 definitely has an advantage, holding 4 of the passes to 1960's 2. But at the same time, that's going to limit 1960 to the number of fronts that they're fighting on. You know, I think the only way you beat 1960 is you have to force them to commit their 150, 200 players to fighting on multiple fronts. And when I say multiple, I don't mean 2 or 3. I mean 4, 5, or 6. You have to make them commit to fighting on a number of fronts all at the same time. You know, is that going to happen in Kingsland? They have done a great job thus far, you know, fighting 2605 yesterday and 1093 yesterday. You know, it's clearly obvious they can fight on 2 fronts at the same time, 3 fronts even, in prior KvKs. Remember seeing that. But if you're pressuring them with in a large number of troops on 4 fronts, 5 fronts, 6 fronts all at the same time, they're going to be on the defensive for a long period of time, just trying to maintain. Now, they're smart players. They've got smart leadership. They're going to focus in one area and do what they got to do. But I think that's the only way you could beat 1960 at this time. As I understand it, Leloch, there are 3.5 alliances in 1093. Pass 8 opens 2 more days, I think. I'm not in either of these kingdoms, so I don't have a timeline for their KvK, I think. Jetsons, I like, my favorite cartoon character is Marvin the Martian. How do you have half of an alliance? Well, you can only bring in 800 kingdoms, or 800 players, right? If your alliance is 150 players outside of KvK, when you come into KvK, that number gets bigger. I mean, if you ask me, our kingdom is a half of an alliance, right? We have 36 plus 8, that's 44. We have 45 main accounts. Everything else is a farm. You know, if we had 150 main accounts in the main alliance, that would be a full alliance, in my opinion. Yeah, and Leloch, honestly, I'm just going by what others are telling me in chat. Somebody earlier said 3.5 alliances, so I feel when it's Kingsland 93 with a huge amount of players, they will overrun 60 GT. Yeah, I mean, like I said though, when I go into a battle and it's my 7 marches versus 15 lower tech marches, I generally do quite well. You know, 2-1, 3-1. I'll take on that fight any day. You know, just imagine what this would be like, though, if Lilith had not done the divisions in the kingdom. If 1093 had brought their entire kingdom in here, if they were not divided into, and the same can be said for 1960, right? They have, I think, 3 divisions fighting. 2605 has like 3 divisions fighting. But 1093 specifically, if they could have brought their entire kingdom in here, this I don't know that we would see a win for 1960 in that case. I would agree. Limited territory, give 93 an advantage. Yeah, I mean, anytime you can establish more territory in Kingsland, it just means you have more available port spots. The worst part about Kingsland is trying to get those big players teleported in quickly. There are so many resource nodes that are not yet cleared. There are so many barbarians. There's so much garbage in Kingsland that the more territory you can get in there quicker, that just means the more players that you can get in there quicker. And yet 2605 is definitely the X factor. Seven marches versus 20 or 30. I've done it before. I generally sad face, but I'll do some I'll do some damage. I fight differently than a lot, right? A lot of people will be checking reports after every fight. Not me. Not me. I will go in, I will sad face my 7 marches, and I'll bring 7 marches back out again. And if that means I get bad reports, then I get bad reports. It just means my allies coming in behind me in that murder ball that are not tanking, they're going to get better reports. And at the end of the day, objectives matter more to me than reports do. Did we clear the field? Okay, then my sad face marches, no big deal. My bad reports, no big deal. Did we burn the flag? Outstanding. Then my sad face marches, no big deal. And that's how I have fun playing. I don't have fun playing, looking at reports, going, ooh, I got positive trades here. 100 severely wounded for me, 300 severely wounded for them. No. I do not like micromanaging, hitting and running. You have to do that sometimes. But that's just not how I enjoy playing this game. Everyone plays the game different. I'm not saying I play the game right and others play the game wrong. Please don't take this as such. Everyone plays the game differently. And as long as they're having fun playing the game, the way they're playing the game right for them. Oh, I'm sure Redline's having a blast. Out of all the content creators out there, I enjoy watching him fight more than most. I feel like 93 will kick in. This is Vangola. I feel like 93 will kick out 60 out of Kingsland, and 60 will be pissed and go straight for 2605. Even when 1960 gets kicked out of Kingsland, they're gonna keep fighting. That's what they enjoy doing. I enjoy it as well. I love fighting enemies. Redline fights like you, not a care about trades. Yeah, that's how I have fun. That's how he has fun. Magnum Don. I'm going to be watching the G4 camps assemble like Infinity Stones, sorry. And then finally snap when Kingsland opens. Wouldn't that be something? 101 watching, 56 likes. Don't forget to smash that like button. It's 100% free, costs you nothing. Here we go.
Fight!
Got a rally over here on this flag. Luda, when you are the biggest content creator in the game, you're gonna have your haters. It is what it is. Yesterday, the G-Force tried pushing 1093 and ran when a few cities poured it in. Oh, I'm sure their tech is in a decent spot. Not so. Absolutely. You know, they are smart players. They do things smart. You know, I'm sure they're infantry players. If they're not spending on crystal tech, they're doing things and they're focusing so that their infantry marches are most effective on the field. And the same to be said for the other troop types as well, right? Mass carnage and mayhem. That's Luda. That's why I want to see 60 lose, so all the fanboys cry and rage, and somehow it's all Chisgle's fault. You know, the sad thing about this all is you know, I'll watch Facebook. I'll read Facebook here and there. There's a lot of toxicity and a lot of negative comments on Facebook, and that does not help the game as a whole. Numbers can be huge. But how long can 1093 players between that 70 to 90 million range, how many resources do they have? How many troops do they have? How many speed ups do they have? You know, when you're fighting a kingdom full of whales that in essence has unlimited resources and unlimited speed ups, there may come a point, I'm not gonna say there's gonna, that's kind of a unfair statement, but there may come a point in time where a lot of those 93 players just can't go anymore. Waiting for the G4 GoFundMe page. Fire it up, Don. Fire it up, Dom. Yeah, this KvK has been great, and it's only going to get better once Kingsland opens. Thank you for the subscription, Aki. What happened to... Yeah, I mean... You know, treat others how you want to be treated, right? If they get toxic, turn the other cheek. Yeah, you know, no, I'm not... you know, if you're not having fun doing something, don't do it. Life is short. You know, and I mean, somebody said yesterday, no matter what happens, 1960 wins. They win the Zig, they're still undefeated. They don't win the Zig and they drop out of Imperium, they're going to get some more super good players in there, right? So, I mean, no matter what happens, 960, it's a win. And if they win the Zig and drop out of Imperium, good lord. Good friggin' lord. So that flag was saved. You know, it's different in the starting zones. You don't have the tech. You can't swarm things down as easily as you can in Kingsland once you have that max tag. I mean, I think we saw 1960 dispatch 2605 fairly quickly in that corner yesterday. I think they were not fighting 2605 as hard as they could have been for the simple fact that they knew a fight with 1093 was coming. At least that's how I see it. Well, we don't need the 5 best players, Captain. We can take 6 through 10. I'd be happy with that. If I'm a resource seller, I'm making bank this KvK. Well, probably before this KvK, right? Because once you're in KvK, I think it's those 800 players are locked. I mean, I've seen people slamming 1960 for not going hard at 2605. I've seen people slamming 2605 for not going hard at 960, and cheeseburgering and just doing that type of fighting. But I mean, I understand where both these kingdoms are coming from. If 960 is exhausting effort, more so than resources and speed ups, but effort and lack of sleep to dispatch at 2605, and they still got a fight with 1093 coming in Kingsland. That's not smart gameplay. 2605 is burning through all their resources, all their speed ups to fight 1960. And they feel, and I feel, it would have been a losing situation to 1v1 against 1960. They're fighting how they need to fight to maintain their players and maintain their kingdom, not just for the rest of this KvK, but for future KvKs as well. Sleep well, Don. Dom. I keep calling you Don, but it's Dom. Magnum. Fish says the problem about 2605 is that they registered with the intention to make the KvK unbalanced by getting either 1093 or 1960 side and getting carried. I have not followed all of the pre-KvK and KvK Diplo drama, so I can't comment on that. I'm just reading Fish's information in the chat here. He's more on the inside. He knows what's going on there a little more, but I can understand that, right? I mean, I can see. Because no matter what would have happened, right, if 1093 and 2605 teamed up, 1960 would have lost. If 1960 and 2605 would have teamed up, I feel like 1093 would lose. Especially based on seeing what these G4 kingdoms are doing here as well. So I think this was a lopsided KvK. I do feel that diplomacy was probably fairly difficult. So it makes good content, right, Fish? It makes good content. What I would love to see is 960 and 1093 face off in Kingsland with everybody else just kind of taking a break. The X factor is going to be 2605, and any pressure that they put on 1960 at the same time 1960 is trying to fight 1093 in Kingsland. Just my thoughts, just my perspective. So I know there's a lot of different Discord messages in various chats, whether it be internal or external. But I'm going to show you the message that Fish just sent me. And I will read this word for word. It looks like 1960 and 1093 are registering for this KvK. I feel good about either side we end up on, as I feel like we could be the difference maker in the KvK. So, I mean, that does somewhat support Fish's statement, right? That they wanted to pair with one of these teams. I don't believe they can, Nutso. That may have changed, but when the division system originally came out, all the players in the kingdom are split into divisions, and you can only. My understanding was you could only get resources then from players in your same division. What I would like to see is a technology reset, like when it happened in that big kingdom when people's accounts were hacked and equipment deleted. Mixed emotions there, right? I mean, as a player in this game, as a person who deals with protected health information for work on a daily basis, it is my responsibility to ensure that my account is safeguarded. To ensure that, I have potentially multiple form factor identification when my account is logged into or when somebody new tries to log into my account. Because it's very easy for somebody to say, oh, my account was hacked, that's why we lost this KvK. It may very well be the case, but at the same time, why was your account hacked? What, did you leave your password as password 1234? I mean, if my account is hacked, it's my own fault. I don't click on links and emails from people I don't know. I don't give my password out. What's up, Ave? Yeah, I do apologize. It seems like YouTube is having issues today and dropping frames. It still looks okay on my end. Every now and then, the YouTube stream that I'm watching automatically refreshes. So I don't know what's going on with YouTube. I do apologize. OBS, it is telling me that there are frames being dropped 29%, which is an insane number. So it's either YouTube or it's the VPN I'm going through. Hang on one second. I'm going to stop the stream real quick. I'm going to disconnect from the VPN and then I'll fire it right back up. So just stand by for 30 to 60 seconds. All right, we should be back. Please let me know if you can see. Everybody there? Everybody still see? Still here? Are we up and running? Fantastic, thank you. Yeah, it looks like it was possibly the VPN issues because I'm not seeing any frames dropping now. We can see you farming. So yeah, the meta farming commanders, right? Lancelot and El Cid. What's up, Strinka? Alright, this coffee is running straight through me, so I'm going to kind of leave it here for just a second while I visit the facilities. I will be right back. Okay, thank you. Feel much better. Much better. I keep looking at this level 3 gem node thinking I need to click on it and send my gem farmers. So yeah, I don't know, Fish, if you're watching, it's all your fault. We went from like 90 down to 40 viewers here. After I showed that Discord message. I blame you. I'll buy you a drink. You can send me a Starbucks gift card, right? Fleisch started streaming? Oh boy. He's more entertaining than I am? Oh. Oh, I'm gonna go cry now. if y'all would rather watch Fleisch than me, then yeah. I hear has been streaming for a while. She's a good streamer, half English, half Chinese, which is why I figured I'd throw up an English stream for anyone who no comprendo Chinese. I took 2 years of Chinese in high school, but honestly, I forgot it all. I was so stoned and drunk through high school that I don't remember much. Last night when I got done watching, I rated Ihara. She was the only one streaming this KvK when I logged off last night. I think when we ended, we had 140 viewers yesterday. Oh yeah, she's an excellent streamer. Absolutely. Honestly, I wish I spoke a second language. Hell, even a third language. MF was trying to teach me some Arabic, but I think he was teaching me all the bad words. Yeah, exactly. I think when I stopped it, turned the VPN off, and restarted it, we probably lost a bunch there as well. A lot of people in this day and age want that instant gratification. I think it fixed the stream issues. I'm not showing any dropped frames at the moment. So, but hey, to each his own. No hablas mucho español, hablas un poco. Yeah. It's all good. It's all good. We do this for fun. This is not a business. Honestly, if I wasn't streaming right now, I'd probably just be watching Netflix or something. While I cycle through my farms. And I'm so burned out after this KvK at the moment that all I've been doing for the past few days, going through my farms, sending them to the gold pit, collecting the gold heads, and that's it. See, you speak another language. I can count to 10 in Chinese. I can say hello in Chinese. That's about all the Chinese I remember. No serious Diplo issues. We just, no. Nothing like last KvK when it was absolutely crazy. Last KvK, our diplomacy within our own camp was much harder than diplomacy with enemy camps, right? This KvK, our own camp, all seems to be on the same page. We're just working with our allies in water camp to try and come up with the final rewards. You know, there are several options out there that there seems to be some disagreement on and an impasse at this time. So trying to work through it. You know, the first few days of KvK and the last few days of KvK are generally when the most diplomacy takes place. You know, when we're in Fire Camp, we were fighting Earth Camp. When Earth Camp gave up in Zone 5 and said they were done fighting, they weren't even going to Kingsland, 24 hours after KvK fighting started, I made some jokes on one of my streams saying, oh, okay, well, we'll be ready to fight Water. Water's our ally. We'll be ready to fight Water for the Zig in the middle, if they want to. Those were half-truth jokes. You know, I wasn't super serious about that. I never intended to fight allies. Ever. So when Fire Camp came to us then and said, hey, you know, we gave up. Can we do this, this, and this? Can we get this? Can we get that? Can we get this other thing? And I said, no, you guys gave up way early. We still feel that you are capable of fighting. Then they built into Zone 6, and they gave us some good fights through Pass 7. So now, and a lot of it's my fault for making some jokes, now Water is saying, well, you know, we feel we deserve the Zig, you feel you deserve the Zig. Let's do a friendly fight in Kingsland for it. And I'm like, bro, we gave everything we had to block off Earth Camp from getting to these level 8 passes. Our big players have got nothing left to give. Our 5 kingdoms, when most of the rally and garrison captains are in 1029, with max tech are in 1029, versus your 9 kingdoms where your whales are still up above 100 million, it just would not be a fair fight. That plus the fact that I don't like the image it gives. You know, we did not prepare to fight our allies in Kingsland for the Zig. So we're having internal discussions within our own camp to see exactly what we want to do. And then we'll circle back with the Water Camp here in the next 8 to 10 hours to come to a final resolution. So that's kind of where we stand at the moment. I just don't like the image, because no matter how you say it, no matter how you spin it, I could tell everybody and their brother that they're friendly fights. There will be somebody somewhere saying, oh, 1029 betrayed their allies, or these camps in Water Camp betrayed their allies. And that's not an image I think anyone wants. Whether it's true or whether it's false, you know, once it goes out somewhere on social media, there will be people believing that. And I would rather lose a KvK or take the lesser rewards myself than fight our allies in Kingsland. That's just me, though. I'm not the deciding factor on what happens. I'm certainly not scared to fight. You know, that said, I can only field 6 marches at 25% expansion. I am no longer at my top fighting power, not even close. So we'll see. We'll see. You know, of course, many of the camps or many of the kingdoms in our camp say, "Oh yeah, let's do it, let's do it." But then it's like, dude, you got to understand, in enemy elimination, in the most recent enemy elimination, in the top 100, we had 17 players. Another one of our kingdoms in our top, in Fire Camp, so we had 17. 2593 had 11. The next closest to that is 1670 with 4, 1609 with 2, and 2471 with 1. One of the kingdoms in our camp had 0 players in the top 100 of enemy elimination. You know, and if our whales, if our big players, our high-tech players, our max crystal tech players did not already take time off to fight an ally in Kingsland, you know, we took time off for Kingsland, but we didn't expect to be fighting an ally in Kingsland, potentially fighting an ally in Kingsland, on a Monday or a Tuesday or a Wednesday. And we're not ready. We don't have 7 marches anymore. We didn't prepare to do that. Then it's a lost cause to begin with. I would hope that's the case, but I don't know. I don't know. There's still a lot to think about, a lot to discuss. I know if we fight our allies for the Zig, do a friendly fight, right? And a friendly fight would have terms like it's limited to a section of the map. There would be no city rallies, things like that. It just, with me starting a new job 2 weeks ago, a new job within the same organization, mind you, but a new job, new director that I report to, new responsibilities. It's just not something that I feel comfortable ignoring for a third consecutive business day. That's pretty much what I did on Thursday and Friday. I went to the meetings I was scheduled to go to, I responded, and I did the bare fucking minimum so that I could play this game and be there for my kingdom and be there for the camp. I just cannot do that in a battle that I feel we have less than a 10% chance to win. And if we do that in Kingsland, we still have to invade zones for Wind Camp and Earth Camp to get Hyrons, to get sanctuaries. Will that deplete us to a point where we can't get those other B-level rewards? It's a lot to process, and we're still having discussions. Even as I speak, I see Discord messages going up here and there. So, I could care less about the star on the banner. That's cosmetic. It's the Autric rewards. Splitting 30 Autric rewards, which is what the second camp gets. Splitting 30 Autric rewards amongst 6 kingdoms. I have got way more than 5 people that deserve an Autric inscription. I've even told my kingdom, hey, no matter what happens, I will give mine up. You all can have it. I've already got 2. I will give mine up. You all can have it. But splitting 30 Autrics amongst 6 different kingdoms, that's 5 per kingdom, if you split it fairly, right? I have way more than 5 people in 1029 that deserve that. Ego is always an issue. Ego is always an issue. I mean, don't get me wrong. Water Camp deserves the zig at the end. They put in a hell of an effort against the Wind Camp. A hell of an effort. They pushed them out of Zone 5 fairly quickly. We pushed Earth out of Zone 5 fairly quickly, to such a point where Earth even said they gave up at one point in time. Both us and our allies did our job through the level 7 pass in Zone 6. We pushed them back. We covered up Gate 8s. The enemies could not even get into Kingsland. Did they have a tougher fight? Did we have a tougher fight? That's a matter of speculation. Stats, you can't go by stats because Earth Camp initially gave up and they didn't fight us after 24 hours in Zone 5 until Pass 7 opened. Whereas Wind was poking and prodding Water Camp the entire time. So they got more fights in. They're going to have a better attack tide than we have, because we didn't get as many fights in initially as they did. Now, could we have not burned? Hindsight is 20/20, but what if we wanted longer fights in that first zone? Maybe we let them build their forts in that first zone. Maybe we don't swarm everything. Maybe we, give them, send less people to the fights. I don't know. That's not how we roll, though. So it's because of our super aggressive swarm everything playstyle. We tend to dominate that first zone and push people out fairly quickly. And that unfortunately gives other camps the appearance of, oh, hey, the camp you were fighting was easier. That's not always the case. So, we'll see. We'll see. I mean, I respect the hell out of Water Camp. There are kingdoms in Water Camp that we have fought with before in the same camp, in other allied camps that we fought against before. And I respect the hell out of those guys and understand that they're doing exactly what they need to do to take care of their players and take care of their kingdom. If I was in their situation and I had Wales left with a ton of power, with a ton of troops, I would probably be doing the exact same thing. You know, once KvK ends and we physically see the stats of all the players in all the kingdoms, it's going to be one thing. I do know this. Right? When we started KvK, I was in first place by about 200 million kill points. Maybe it was 400 million kill points. They're a big player here with all the kill points in the water camp, right? He overtook me with the fighting in Zone 5. Fighting in Zone 6, I once again passed him. But if we look at alliance power, I mean, we're talking 11.8, almost 12 million power. We're talking 11.7 million power against 9.3 million, 8.9. Where's our next kingdom here? 7.8. Looking at individual power, I mean, they still have a player at 196 million power. Granted, we still have one at 140 million power, but I didn't see him on the battlefield. You know, they have another one at 134 million. I mean, I am in 243rd position as far as power goes in this KvK. So, who knows? You know, and it's more and more obvious to me because we're seeing quote unquote friendly fights in the middle for the Zig more and more in these KvKs. We're seeing more betrayals in KvKs than I have ever heard about in the past. I will not betray. I will not go back on my word, period. I would rather lose a KvK than do that. You know, it is unfortunate that Lilith has these kingdoms in a position where a lot of people feel the need to fight friends, to fight allies in Kingsland. I mean, when you got to go all out and give everything you have to just keep the enemy out of Kingsland and to fight the enemy, you got hardly anything left to give in Kingsland. But it is what it is. We are where we're at the present time in our KvK, and we're learning lessons from it that, hey, maybe in future KvKs we need to do things a little differently and start preparing for this in case this happens in a future KvK. So we'll see. You know, and maybe future KvKs we do things a little differently. Maybe in the initial diplomacy we go ahead and we lay out the terms. You know, we pick the weakest camp as an ally, not a camp with. In this KvK, things were quite equal. You know, I think our camp had the lowest kills and the lowest power going into KvK. The Earth camp and the Wind camp were in the middle, and the Water camp had the most power and the most kill points. You know, so we felt it was like a fair matchup. But maybe in the future we do diplomacy a little bit differently. And in the beginning, we prepare for a possible fight with our allies in Kingsland. I don't know. I don't know where this game is headed. I mean, there's some great players in Watercamp. Some great players. Yep. And that's what I felt we did, Body Thotty. We got an excellent fight against Watercamp. Granted, they gave up quickly after that first zone, but they came back and they fought us hard in Zone 6. I mean, this right here, 5.4 million deads before Kingsland even opens, that's a testament to that. Morning, Mr. Weedy. Yes, I am streaming quite early today. We've lost our fair share of KvKs. There's no fear here. What I don't want to do is fight an unwinnable battle and handicap us for our next KvK. We want to have great fights in our next KvK as well. And I feel like if we force our players to fight our allies in Kingsland, even if it's a quote-unquote friendly battle, that we'll have to then max skip, and we can't go into a KvK fairly quickly again. You know, and nobody likes sitting in Home Kingdom for 2 months. We'll see. We will see. This KvK, that's a good question. Well, let me grab a drink of water here and then I will answer that. So I think we are going to see the battle of all battles in Kingsland, 93 versus 1960. I think 93 has a slight advantage in Kingsland because they control 4 pass 8s, whereas 1960 only controls 2. So they can get in and establish more territory faster, with multiple kingdoms building in there, fast flagging in there to get territory, get those valuable teleport spots. So that gives them an initial advantage in Kingsland. 960, I think, obviously has the quality over quantity mentality. 1093 definitely has more quantity, more players on the field, more marches on the field. I believe the X factor is going to be 2605. You know, will 2605 just sit back and let those two kingdoms fight it out in Kingsland? Or is the 2605 mentality, okay, once they start fighting in Kingsland, we're going to start putting pressure on 960 on this backside. If 960, and there's a lot of territory that they can burn through before 960 even has to pay any attention to them. So if the longer the fight goes in Kingsland, if 2605 is putting pressure on 1960 on this backside, that tells me the longer the fight goes in Kingsland, the better it is for 1093. If 2605 is not putting pressure on 1960 on this backside, then I would say the opposite. The longer the fight goes in Kingsland, probably the better it is for 960. At this point, I still think it's anyone's game. And 2605 is the X factor. Yep. Yeah, low seed kingdoms are unpredictable. You never know who's going to show up. Is it a free-to-play kingdom? Do they only care about rewards? Do they not care about fighting? Well, we've had multiple enemies. We've had multiple allies who really look good on paper, but yeah, they don't show up, or they'll show up for 2 hours and then go to bed. Our last KvK, there were 2 Korean alliances in the camp with us, and they told me several times, "Don't worry, Koreans don't sleep in Kingsland." So we went hard in Kingsland. We were 6 flags away from pushing out the enemy camp. We were in Earth and we were going against Wind. We were 6 flags away from pushing the Wind camp out of Kingsland entirely. And the 2 Korean kingdoms in our camp said, "Okay, we're going to bed." It's like, what the fuck happened to we don't sleep in Kingsland? Had we been able to push Wind camp out and it would have been a one-on-one then, us versus water, last KvK may have been different. But about the same time we were about to push Wind camp out, the water camp, the other enemy camp, was about to push our allies and fire camp out. And very quickly after those 2 alliances went to bed, it turned into a 2 camps versus 1 camp, and we could not sustain. Well, two camps versus 3 kingdoms, I should say, in 1 camp, because 2 of our kingdoms went to bed, and we just could not sustain. So, I mean, I enjoy fights, right? I enjoy fights. But at the same time, there comes a time when, as a leader of a kingdom, you have to decide what is best for your kingdom. The consequences of a free-for-all are evident, right? You take advantage of your enemies when you have the advantage. 100% in this KvK we're looking at right now. Absolutely. What's up, Ghost? Good to see you. So it looks like earlier stream issues were caused by the VPN, which I have never had cause issues before. So my apologies for that, y'all. And if you sat and endured the dropped frames while the VPN was up and running, and you're still here, I thank you for that. So this flag has been repairing for a little while now. 960 tried to burn this flag unsuccessfully. I mean, I don't think these past 7s are going to matter much in the long run. It's going to be what happened in Kingsland that determines the victory. Right? This gives us good fun stuff to watch in the meantime, though, so I'll take it. Alright, let's get a new poll up here. We're real close. We're what, 23 away from 100 likes? Can we get to 100 likes? At 100 likes, I'll drop 5 gifted memberships in the chat. Not up to me, though. It's up to you guys. If you haven't hit the like button, now's a good time. While there's nothing going on in the field here. Because there will be soon. I next expect to see the 60 GT player with the towers coming in and dropping the towers here. My guess is the way this guy is angled over here is that he is either going to cut off reinforcement marches or they are going to hit this flag next. But again, that's just a guess. Couple trying to suck him out of the murder ball and bring him back. There's a king skill that just got popped there. So when 1960 has attacked this flag, they've sent half their people over to the flag. They sent the other half straight at the 93 murder ball. We'll see what happens this time. And 93 is not stupid. They know this.
Fight!
Oh, I may have been premature on the fight bell. Here we go. Gifted, if you're gifted a membership on there are two ways to become a member. You can decide yourself to pay $5 a month for a membership. Gets you access to these cool in YouTube emojis, which I do have to go in and rotate some in and some out. Gives you access to the Touchdown Club on my Discord server as long as you link your Discord account with your YouTube account. There are two ways to get memberships, right? You can buy one yourself, reoccurring membership for $5 a month, or you can get gifted a membership. So we hit those 100 likes, I'll gift 5 memberships, which is for you guys. I only get 70% of that back, so you know, the more of these emojis we can get in the chat, the more fun we all have. Any money that I do make from YouTube goes directly back into, well, let's be real, most of it goes to Electro King for graphics, but I do need a new motherboard and CPU here in the near future, which means I would have to upgrade to DDR5 RAM as well, so we're looking at a nice chunk of change. I mean, obviously my system is still running the game well. We're able to watch some of these bigger fights with out-simplified graphics. Where are all these 93 marches going? Okay, you're yellow, alright. Oh, Alex, or Attila in the open field, ouch. Why? Follow me, their GT's retreating. Is 93 set up to double rally the passive, and it looks like they're not. Can this alliance? Somebody tell me, I'm not the best with territory. Can 93MF and 93C rally the pass that they're not touching? Because I don't know. I mean, they're touching it, but they're touching it through territory. Can they set up a triple rally on this pass if they wanted to even? They cannot. Okay, thank you. You know, that's why I have much smarter people than me in leadership in 1029, because I just enjoy the fights. Lots of Hermans. I see lots of XYs here too. Who's behind the XY? I can't tell. I run a XY Justinian if I have enough troops to field a 3rd Cavalry March and need a 3rd Cavalry March. I agree with that statement 100%, Body Thoughty. If this was not domain based, you'd see farm rallies all day. All day. .2268 is really good at what, farm rallies? This was our crazy rally in this KvK. About an hour-long pass rally. I have no idea if Peacemaker is leaving 2268. I can't see that happening, though. That's his native kingdom, right? They treat him quite well there. John Doe says, besides the 365 KvK, this is only the second time I haven't seen 960 be able to control the field at will. Body is saying about 2268, you are basically not allowed to fight or gain deads on main accounts during the whole KvK besides Kingsland. And they send farm rallies 24/7 on passes. On passes, they do 3 rallies at once. .2268 will have a lot leaving. People don't like the leadership and the playstyle. They'll probably get a bunch of migrants in though too, right? mean, I'm not in 2268. I have no idea how their leadership team runs things. I will say, though, that if I had a leadership team telling me, don't fight, you're not allowed to get deads until Kingsland, probably not a kingdom I would hang out in. I have no idea where I would even find that information of Angola. $22.68 is too big without many spenders. Yeah, I think there's some cleanup that they need to do there. I would agree with that statement that they need more max tech players in order to sustain the smaller players. I think they do quite well for what they have there. I just don't think that a big kingdom like that is sustainable long term without several super whales, mega krakens there. Their leadership plays Power World instead of fighting. I don't know that firsthand, so. I mean, I think they built a good kingdom. I think they have done quite well in several KvKs. They fought some of these bigger kingdoms in KvK and haven't run from them. You know, that there's something to be said about that. The last KvK they had with 2429, there was a lot of toxic crap going back and forth. You know, I don't know who said what to whom, who started what, but there's no reason for that. I mean, it's one thing to call a player out and say, "Oh, look at this guy. They're retreating and they're not yellow yet," you know, which I do all the time. I make fun of people all the time. You know, why, like this guy right here, why is he retreating his troops when they're not even yellow? I mean, I do understand why people send troops home when they get low. But at the same time, if you still got fighting power in that march, man, your allies could use you. I don't like cheeseburgering. I understand why people do it. I understand why kingdoms do it. But I'd rather just sit in my city and watch than exert the effort to pop out, get 2-to-1 trades for maybe 300, you know, or 1,000 kill points. Then everyone's got a different play style, right? Everyone's got a different play style. And it's one thing for a person to give an opinion on a certain individual's play style or on a certain kingdom's play style. It's a completely different thing to attack somebody personally. And I saw way too much of that in that KvK, and it was very disappointing to see that and know people in leadership in various kingdoms that allow that type of behavior. For a player in 2268 to change their name to Apo Sucks Cock or whatever it was, that was really disappointing that was done in the first place, and that was allowed by the leadership team in 2268. I'm telling you right now, if somebody in my kingdom changed the name of their city to Jim Sucks Cock and Jim is a player in another kingdom, I would have a problem with that. I would have a big problem with that, and that player would be told to change their fucking name immediately. I don't care what somebody else does to you, that's uncalled for. I don't care what somebody else says about you, that's uncalled for. My opinion, though. Let's see where we're at with likes. Let me refresh this stream. 91. We are 9 away from 5 gifted members. We got to get it done quickly here because I need to eat some breakfast. And I do not want to make you guys suffer on stream. Isaac with the cheeseburger emoji. So that's a setting in the game, though, right, John? I know I've gotten screwed several times by a setting in the game where it's it does not send your march home after you destroy an enemy. There were several times in this last KvK that I wasn't paying attention. And I killed the enemy march I was hitting, and my troops did not go home, and I got caught up in the middle of the enemy murder ball. And I know when you're fighting in a KvK like this, oftentimes there's lag, right? You know, you target a march that's not there. You target another march that's not there. Or you can't even click on your own march to re-engage in battle. So, you know, that does happen. And at 70, 80 million power, you know, I gotta understand too that these players fight quite a bit differently than players who are at, you know, 100, 130, 170 million power, right? Yesterday the lag was awful. Yeah, I just watched an Only Farmer stream yesterday morning when the passes first opened. It looked crazy stupid lag. I mean, I'm not experienced because she was even unable to move her screen from time to time. I'm not having the same issues, but then there's not nearly as many people on the field here fighting as there was yesterday when she was trying to stream. So all my farmers are coming home. But that's Rise of Kingdoms game updates for you, right? Every time they fix something, they break something else. If you've been playing this game for as long as I have, you're pretty much used to that. When are they doing this update? February 26th. So that's in like less than, what is that? That's in like 13 hours or so. Spring events, okay. Formations, okay. Rare inscriptions, yes, I'm fine with that. The one thing they don't mention, and I really wish that they would do this, is you can only have one inscription. Okay, sorry. You can have 2 inscriptions on a legendary armament, right? The only way to get an armament with 2 inscriptions on it is by luck of the draw. If you have an armament with 1 super nice inscription on it, right? Like I've got this with the hunter inscription on it. I cannot add a second inscription on here. Stupid. You get an Autric reward. You get this hunter inscription. You want to put it on an armament. It overwrites anything on that armament already. You know, if this has got 2 slots for inscriptions, I should be able to add an inscription on there, rather than rely on luck of the draw to get 2 inscriptions on an armament. Ooh, I don't have inscriptions on there yet, but those stats are hard to... I mean, if we look at Nevsky here, which damn march is it that I have like 7 inscriptions on? What the hell? I don't even have an armament on her? I gotta go through these all again because I got them all screwed up. Yeah, the rare inscriptions are not impressive. I think it's just to make people happy. They're a little bit better than some of the other inscriptions that are out there, but at the same time, it's nothing to make me go and buy all kinds of armament bundles. Alright, so here's what we're going to do, guys. I'm going to assume that over the course of time, we will get 7 more likes on this video. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to drop 5 gifted in the chat now for y'all. And I think we're going to call it a day. My stomach, I don't know if you can hear it over the microphone. My stomach is growling. Gosu and Alex, Captain Jorge, Chronico, Pharaoh, all with gifted memberships. Y'all have access now to the Touchdown Club on my Discord. Just link your YouTube channel with your Discord account, and you can use all those fantastic emojis as well in YouTube. That said, let me just see quickly if there's anyone else I can send you to. There we go. Live. Oh, YouTube is not cooperating with me. Thank you. You have a wonderful day yourself. See who else is streaming. We got Ihara and we've got Fleisch. We rated Ihara yesterday. We're gonna get you over to Fleisch today. You do. You're always in chat, so I'm glad you were one that got one. I really, really am. We're gonna get you over to Fleisch today. Thanks everyone for jumping on early in the morning. We might fire up a stream later this afternoon if we get bored. But we'll talk to you on the next one. Have a great rest of your day, evening, morning, whatever it is. See you next time.